Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello and welcome. It is Un Poco Mas, an extremely special Thursday edition. I believe that is Viernes or Miércoles, perhaps Lunes, Martes. Guys, it's the Sofi Stock. It's ticker symbol SOFI. I'm DJ Patchy Drizzle because I'm a big wet blanket. I rain on the parade. I kill the party. I never let a party go past about 6 p.m. Nothing good happens after 6 p.m. You got to get home. You got to watch Murder, She Wrote. You got to watch Wheel. You got to watch Jeopardy. You got to make sure things are on an even keel. You don't want people to get out of control. You don't want people to party. But, guys, the stock's not green today. Newsflash, take a tape. San Francisco, SoFi's not green today. I know when you look at your screen, do not adjust your television set, but it's just misleading. Yeah, the stock's up, 54 cents on the day, touched $8.30, up 4 cents after hours. So that's wonderful. I'm glad the stock's, back over $8, back in the channel we want to see. I know I always say my videos are going to be quick and then I, blabber on like a fucking idiot for an hour. But I'll just point out something about this chart. I drew this little red circle here days ago where this was going to $7.93. And I drew this other little red circle up here at $10.11. And I got a little news flash for you. I got some news for you. Hot off the presses, turds. The stock is not done. It's going up past 10. It's 50% undervalued. It's worth 13 or 14 bucks. There is absolutely no way this thing goes back down to 5. Possible it could push back down near 6, but I sincerely doubt it. We have the shorts. They actually shorted yesterday. They're digging in. You got like a 19% short on this thing. That we know about, and that's not including a lot of shenanigans on the puts. We're seeing those in the filings from last quarter, but of course we don't really know what's going on in real time. I have been speculating that Goldman Sachs was going to flip this stock, and call it women's intuition, call it whatever you want, but I'm telling you, when we see the filings 3 months from now, Goldman Sachs, I believe, will have been loading down in the low 6s. Okay? I believe they helped create this little dip down into the 5s, just shock and awe. And if you look at these guys, not only this one, this gap down after this red candle, we have confirmation. We are above this line for the first time, essentially ever, in the history of mankind. What always happens, it's where I draw these little purple arrows. It comes up. It struggles to go through this line, generally this blue line. You see one red candle and then a gap down. Here, one red candle, gap down. One red candle, gap down. The last time you didn't see that was here. And I believe this is the pattern we're on. This is essentially this candle right here that occurred on December 13, 2023 is basically the same candle as this. And the stock is going to push up to here exactly like it pushed up here. Now, whether it's rejected up here somewhere, around 11 bucks, 10.50, I have no idea. Whether it gets up there, I have no idea. Of course, you guys know this is speculation. It could go down. I'm not saying like I know what's going to happen, but there are so many factors pushing the stock up. Anybody who can, Noto said in the last ER and in his interview, he's like, any analysts who actually do any type of work and math and homework can see we've made an incredible transition and this company is about to explode. He's like, the analysts that are saying otherwise are either lazy or stupid. And they're not doing their jobs. And remember, we saw a completely different tone from Anthony Noto in the last earnings report, in the last cycle of interviews than we've ever seen before. Why is that, guys? Why is that? For those of you who are saying, oh, the stock's going to go back down below 6, one of my good buddies was saying that last night. He was saying, oh, the stock's going down. One of the people who's always selling calls, and good for them. But look at Noto's buys, okay? So these are like 30,000 at a time up to 100,000 at a time. Starting this June, okay, he's buying at 648. Then in May, in May, he's buying at 692. May again, 691. May again, 690. Last November, 650. November, that's LaPointe, 670. Noto again, 677. And of course, he's buying over 100,000 shares when it was back down in the fours, just like his boy, Danny Deals. But what's the theme here, guys, for the last year? Anytime this stock goes under 7, Noto buys on the open market hand over fist. Who knows better than Noto? Noto decides what the price is. Noto decides what the prices these counterparties pay. Noto is the man behind the curtain. And it's about fucking time people started paying attention to the guy. He's more than great hair. He's 40 years in this business. He's at the pinnacle. He's one of the best guys. People just don't know about him. This is his first CEO position. He has a lot to prove. And he's proving it. He's proving it. Q3 is absolutely critical. I think everybody sees this lining up. Again, what is this chart telling us? Okay, struggle to break through this line. I mean, both Savage of Wall Street and myself were talking about the stock was going to meet a lot of resistance around the 790 level. Just absolutely wiped it out on volume. And if you look at what's happening on this daily, guys, this is not... the algo could not do a goddamn thing about this because you have big orders coming in all day, and that's institutions accumulating. 85 million shares. Trading volume quadrupled from just a few days ago. They're flipping it. They are flipping it. The counterparties are flipping it. I believe Goldman is flipping it. BlackRock is flipping it. These little 2-bit shorts, they have no say in the matter. People are like, oh, the shorts and the bears are in charge of the stock. Bull a pucky. Vanguard's in charge of the stock. Why do you think Vanguard raised all their positions last quarter by 10%? You think they don't know what they're doing? The only moron dumping in the sixes was Kitty Woods. And she only dumped a little bit because, she probably wanted to buy something else stupid off the highs. I don't know what people are seeing. I told you all last quarter off of these lows, I'm seeing accumulation. It's going to people like, oh, you're crazy. You're just wishful thinking. You're just trying to pump the stock. Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, believe what you want to believe. But, I drew this dot, like I said, about a week ago? I haven't moved anything here. I'm not saying I'm drawing the chart exactly, and the market makers are listening to me and just making it go through my dots, but it is what it is, guys. Anyway, let's go to the comments. What do you guys think's happening? Where do you see this going? What do you think's happening next week? Like I said, I don't think this has anything to do with NVIDIA. SoFi has not yet been rewarded for their results, their execution, the fact that they've built a better mousetrap. Basically, all that's happening here is money is rotating into mid and small caps as money gets cheaper, and you have rate cuts coming in, which everyone knows is going to light SoFi's business on fire. But they have not been rewarded for the actual accomplishments of the business. That's why it's such a fugazi. They manipulate the starting line to make you think the finish line is success. If you're supposed to run a marathon and it's 26 miles and they make you start, 20 miles behind the line and you run 26 miles, you're like, okay, I'm done. Hello, celebration. They're like, no, you're only at mile 6. Well, SoFi, you're only at $8. Stock should already be 12, 13, 14 bucks. They talk about it in this article. 2.6x forward sales. It's ridiculous. If the stock was really growing at 12 or 15%, sure, okay. 3x sales, maybe. It's still thin. 15% still good growth. But I think growth this year will be over 20. Growth next year will probably, people think I'm crazy. I think growth next year will be 30% plus. You're going to see growth in tech. Financial services is going to continue to explode. You're going to see SoFi into all sorts of new areas of lending, of money management, of IPOs, economic activity picking up. SoFi, LaPointe, you know, belabored the point over and over and over again that our projections of 55 to 80 cents EPS in 2026 do not include anything we have in the pipeline. And he was implying quite clearly that they have a ton of stuff in the pipeline. So he's telling you 55 to 80 is completely sandbagged. Don't pay any attention to the low. They never even touch the low. Guys, look at Affirm. I mean, you want to talk about some masterful sandbagging. Affirm is still losing money. And, you know, the stock's up, what, 33% today? And I think it was. It pulled up all the FinTurds with it. But if you look at today, SoFi was just in line with Upstart. It just moved a little bit, a tiny fraction of where Affirm moved. But the numbers Upstart and Affirm are giving, the guidance are showing that lenders are going to dominate the next couple of years into rate cut after rate cut after rate cut. And SoFi has the best borrowers. Where are you underestimating SoFi? Everywhere. I think the tech is just being ignored in terms of valuation. Student loans, everybody's forgot about student loans. But student loans bring in an extremely high quality customer onto the wheel, and it's a profitable business. So very, very important. And SoFi owns the top end of that business. All their competitors have basically gotten out. So everybody's like, oh, student loans are never going to come back. Let's not make that part of our business model. SoFi has the foresight to stick with that business because they know how valuable those clients are. Everyone else is like, oh, it's too hard. It's too hard a business, a low margin business. It may be, but all the other businesses on that wheel are higher margin businesses. If you can originate that home loan, you make a ton just on the origination. You can lay it off. Can definitely sell those people personal loans, auto loans, insurance, travel, banking, financial services, IPOs. I mean, that doesn't even get into business banking. And I know they're laying that off right now to American Express. And that's, you know, there's a mixture of opinions whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I would argue that it's tough to turn down revenue, and those people who need a business checking account are going to open the business checking account somewhere. So if SoFi can at least get their name on that business, get a fee from that business until, you know, they get the feds to clear them to, you know, actually do their own business checking and, you know, actively start that business. I think it's better to, you know, refer that business out, get a fee, establish the relationship. And like I said, I think it's great to have the relationship with American Express. Very premium name and credit. Yes, they're a competitor, online banking. They're not really as much of a competitor as a lender. I know they do personal loans, but you just don't think of American Express like home loans, student loans. They may be in these products, but you think of American Express as sort of the premium credit card issuer. They do a lot of business cards. They do a lot of expense stuff. So American Express is a very well-run company. Buffett, you know, I believe owns quite a bit of it. So I think any type of tie up there with SoFi is a very good thing. And I think they're very, very much a potential buyer of SoFi. I think it makes a ton of sense for their business. They have the scope. They have the size. They complement each other very well, where SoFi is just growing like wildfire in banking. American Express is dominating sort of that top end of the credit card space. You put those two together, it's very, very dynamic. But American Express is an older company. If you look at their app and their website and stuff, yeah, I know it's been modernized. I know they've spent the money, but it's by no means cutting edge. And I know they're trying desperately to get younger, more relevant, you know, sort of more current, more hip, whatever, more social media, more of the TikToks, more of the interwebs, whatever the kids are doing. So I think it's a great fit. I have no, you know, inclination that that's going to happen, but it's just like, why would SoFi tie up with American Express for business banking accounts? There's a million other companies they could lay that business off to and sort of brand it more as SoFi. I don't know. It could mean something. It could mean nothing. It could mean everything. You'll nothing You're nothing to me until you're everything. Anyway, what's up, Katie Wentworth? What's up, Premium the Option? What's up, Not a Lurker? J Money back in the house. The Ghost, imagine that people are in around 7 when this thing's 100 by 20. It's not going to be 100 in 2026, my man. I hope it is. I'll be a very, very wealthy individual. American Express no longer on SoFi website. They take it at Chartered Travel. I thought that was just a prelude, like a stopgap measure, because I thought they were about to announce business banking with this 3.0 update, but I don't really know. I had to wear a blue windbreaker. Look at my brokerage account today. Excellent. Don't have a lot of experience or knowledge in credit cards. Okay. Air Force, Poo Poo Platter, SoFi Gamma Gamma. SoFi will blow out BAC. Told my colleague, a surgeon, to buy SoFi when it's 640. Turns out he bought 100K worth. Call him Day Consult. Super nice to me. I bet. Yeah, if you make somebody, make somebody a quick 20, 30 grand, they're going to cozy up to you. They're going to like you a lot more. Yeah, firm will be making money, 33% gain. SoFi makes money. Big Bank America's still worried about what SoFi. Yeah, I mean, SoFi is just not valued the same way like a firm and Upstart are valued. They're not getting that tech multiple. And, I think the tech growth has been very solid. Their tech growth is just as good as a firm. I mean, the tech side of SoFi is almost as big as the entire company of Upstart. And I think they're growing just as fast. It's just a one way to look at it, guys. I mean, SoFi, Galileo's selling like, what, 100 million? Upstart's selling like 140 million, something like that. I don't know. Or that's maybe per quarter per year. Maybe I'm confused, guys. I'm probably confused. What's going on, Lorraine? Don't sub and like. You're on the right track there. Mr. Potato Head, take his monthly shower. I took my second shower of the day, you little turd. What's going on? BlackRock lives SoFi. My finger is twitching. Flint Creek Soap Company. Good to see you, Flint Creek. The premium option is here. Did Janet Jimmer's beard get a haircut? Yeah. Princess J was getting tired of that fat homeless drifter look. Sort of the sheriff from the Vacation movie is like, what would your sheriff think of these business practices? He just whips out a bench, hitting a wrench. Yeah, it is a turd sandwich. All right, guys, we got the go-ahead from J Money. I'd like to thank, of course, Alberto also for moderating the show. When we hit 950, I'm selling my 4 shares and going to a movie. Ambitious, Katie, ambitious. Mike Hill, what does Danny know about adjusted EBITDA? I know everything about adjusted EBITDA. My papa taught me. And my lemonade stand. How far can SoFi go up in the long term? Fintech like SoFi be 100 billion cap stock in 10 to 15 years? I don't think it's going to be 100 billion. I don't know, 15 years? Yeah. I mean, I think it could be 100 billion cap in 15 years. Sure. I mean, just, Rumi, extrapolate out like a 25% rate of growth. And people who think it can't grow at 25%, I don't think they have any proof of that. They want you to imagine that these have been ideal conditions because the government printed a lot of money for them. These actually been very, very tough conditions for SoFi in terms of this higher for longer. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this is when SoFi turns. Institutions are buying. Look at the options, guys. Look at the options. Why are the shorts? Why are the option sellers? Why aren't they opening up put positions lower than 8? Why do you think this is? Does anything about this look like this is going to get pushed down to 6? Here's the open interest, and here's the volume. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Maybe you see it. I don't see it. Let's take a look at the short interest just to give you guys like a quick update. So they're saying 18%. The interesting thing is shares on loan is even less than the short interest now. So it used to be if short interest was 187, shares on loan would be maybe 260 million. So they're borrowing extra shares. Now these guys are naked short. They can't find shares. Cost to borrow is not negative. They returned 2 million shares yesterday. It looked like they were returning shares 400,000. And then what do they do after hours? They go ahead and borrow 1 million shares. Cost to borrow average now is 0.63, which is negligible, but it's not negative. It's negligible, but it's not negative, which is critical. I don't know. There's really not that much to say. Like I said, we're on the start of a bull run. We're breaking down previously sticky resistance points like there's absolutely nothing. Because why? Because institutions are buying a ton of the stock. That's it. That's what's happening because they know the numbers are about to explode. They know this extreme growth in adjusted EBITDA that we've seen over the last couple of years is going to translate to that same type of extreme growth on the bottom line. And it starts now. It starts now. Everybody knows it. It's happening. I think Goldman's flipping it. Whoever's flipping it, Noto's flipping it. The counterparties are flipping it. Everybody had a chance. You could have just bought down here, guys. 633. You could have bought, a couple months ago, even lower than that, 620. If you're, shopping after hours, you could have bought down in the, way down in the fives down here, I think. Went to like 585 for a hot second. You've had plenty of chances to buy. As the risk goes down, the price you have to pay goes up. That's an equation the market makers never liked. They want to wait till all the risk is gone, then just bully retail out of a stock, then flip it, drive it up, kick you in the nuts, and take your wife out for a nice steak dinner. That's what they do. It's a song as old as time, tale as old as rhyme. Oh, I'm Kurt Keckner, and I'm standing right here, guys. Standing against the tide, the strong arm of the law. Lean into it, guys. Bears have weak arms. You look at all these bear analysts; they're all pasty. I strongly encourage you guys to watch Tanner's interview with Dan Dolev. Great interview. Dan Dolev is a really, really intelligent guy, does a ton of homework. When Noto was talking about the analysts that do a lot of homework, he was talking about guys like Danny Dolev, old touchdown Danny Dolev, the baby seal, the bald wonder. Looks like a boba. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Does anybody have anything remotely intelligent to say? I'm not going to go all the way back up to the top. I don't know who the hell was here. Not a lurker was first. What do you know? Unsub, resub, don't sub, no sub, all skate, nobody skate, double dare. Let's see. Rumi unsubbed, liked unsubbed. Everyone loving SoFi today. Guys, yeah, I mean, everybody's loving SoFi. And of course, it's very logical after a stock goes way up to write covered calls. It goes way down, you write puts. Because you're expecting the reversal. You're not expecting, the stock just moved off of 6 and it's already up to 8. So you're looking at it like, hey, that's almost, 25% move the stock just made. Let's sell some calls. But I'm telling you, Birdie, Alberto Birdie Avilés, he's the man. He's the man on options. But this stock is going through $10.11. It's going through $10.11. Act accordingly. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you exactly where the share price is going. And it's not going to take that long. Everybody can see what's going on here. $10 is only 4 times this year's sales. You weak-kneed, paper-handed sacks of dump. How do you value a stock growing like this with these type of margins? All that matters is margins. It's any business. That's how you're looking at a business. The total addressable market, how much of that market can they grab, and then what margins can they make? SoFi is set up as a business model to make incredible margins. The EBITDA growth is proving it. They're just reaching that inflection point where they're covering all their fixed costs. They're making a profit. Now, all that marginal revenue they bring in, they are going to take huge percentages of that to the bottom line. And that's the whole key to everything. And that's why the stock is at least 50% undervalued today. The Q3 ER is going to be that one. I mean, Upstart and Affirm, they don't even turn in that profitable ER. They just promise it. They just promise it, and the stock goes absolutely insane. SoFi's actually doing the work. You see the progression. And why would I buy SoFi instead of all these other companies, all these other finturds, the hoods, the lenders, all of them? Because they are consistent. They are conservative. SoFi is going to make money for decades to come. Affirm, Upstart, Robinhood, these companies may or may not even exist. SoFi is going to exist if they're not bought out. They built their house out of bricks. They're that pig. So these weak-kneed, 2-bit sack of shit analysts can huff and they can puff, but they're just going to get out of breath. Need an oxygen tank trying to blow this company down. Oh, I hate it when you sub and like. That's not me talking. It's not a lurker. I have hair. You see that? I have hair. Somebody on this channel tells you to sub and like, check for hair. If you don't see any hair and you see a guy smiling like this, it's not a lurker. When you see that shit-eating grin, it's not a lurker. 10 times out of 10. Oh, I'm fired up. Fired up. What's this turd doing after hours? Thank God Princess J is at work. She would be hitting me over the head with a frying pan yelling like this. I'm surprised the neighbors aren't shushing me. Anyway, yeah, looks like closed $8.08. So that's a really nice little move. 59 cents on the day. And the chart is strong. It's just buying pressure all day. Big buys all day. Institutions are buying. Retail cannot account for these candles, guys. If there was just sort of a steady kind of flow, a trickle, and the algo is basically in charge, 85 million shares, huge orders, hundreds of thousands of shares coming in all day. Period. You're going to see it in the filings. I told you what you're going to see in Q2 filings. But like, no, you're stupid. They're selling off. Look, the price is going down. I say, no, you don't know what these candles mean. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And lo and behold, I was right. What do you know about that? Like a fucking broken clock. Even Danny Deals is right. Once or twice a day. Or once or twice a year, as the case may be. Fact versus fiction, guys. SoFi fact versus SoFi fiction. Is this a chart where institutions are dumping everything? And this is with the Qataris? Remember that band, the Qataris? They were an old punk band. They did punk ska covers. No, that was the Ataris. I'm sorry. My mistake. But this is an all-time high in institutional ownership. Okay? Put-call ratio. Institutional put-call ratio. Institutions. All-time high in call ownership. Puts coming down. Fact over fiction. They want you to believe a narrative. This is a dead stock. The stock's in trouble. I mean, it's just up 25% in no time. And it hasn't even started yet. It's coming into the earnings at 740. Earnings wasn't anything to write home about, but guidance was very, very good. And that's what you're looking for. We were here. False move. Back to here. This is where we reset. So the stock's only up, 54 cents, 60 cents. Big whoop. That's not rewarding for this type of growth, this type of consistency, this type of execution, this business model. The wheel has not had a chance to work. High interest rates stop the wheel from spinning. It needs lube. You need a lot of lube to get in that wheel. Get that wheel moving. That was a bad pop. Anyway, guys, you do a desk pop? You haven't done a desk pop? The Other Guys, highly underrated movie. Sub and like, don't get out, you bunch of turds. Ban everybody, Alberto. Ban everybody. I'm ending the broadcast early. Ban everybody. Anyway, guys, unless anybody else has anything relatively intelligent to say, it is DJ Patchy Drizzle. You know it, Jeff Presley. You're going to come to a DJ Patchy Drizzle party. You better bring an umbrella. Y'all heard? Yes, I heard. So we got Un Poco Moss. We got Emilio. Yeah, I'm here with some additional fat. Facts. Back fat. Let's see. Flint Creek Soap Company. We got Money Flow in the house. Party in his pants. And everybody's coming. We got Danny Deals for El Presidente. We got Jason Watkins in the house. It's never green. It's green today, Jeff. No, it's never green. When it's 12, it'll be green. When it gets over 12, I'll say we're at square one. I'll say we're even. The SPAC was at 10. I'm not going to fucking celebrate 8. Let you children celebrate 8. Let you high-five each other tomorrow in preschool. The fucking sandbox. Go home and get your shine box. Bunch of turds. We got San Tran in the house. First time to catch un poco mas and be like #1. What's up, San Tran? Good to see you. Thanks for watching. We got Low Country Luton Pawn in the house. Let's go. I love the blabber sessions. I could tell he did comedy. Love the self-deprecation, even though it's unwarranted. You are un poco mas. Low Country, I've been selling my soul, working all day. You guys don't want to hear me sing that song. I can't get that goddamn thing out of my... I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime, man. A bullshit pay so I can get back home, waste my life away. Dude, that guy's beard is super awesome. Well, it's a damn shame what the world's gone to for people like me, for people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in a new world with an old soul. Yeah, go for it, man. Whatever. It's your world, brother. Yeah. So, the rich men north of Richmond, they all want total control. Want to know what you think. Yeah, that one of those songs just gets stuck in your head and just really annoying. But the guy's got an epic beard. I used to have a good beard. It's a little scraggly. But somebody wanted it trimmed, and they get what they want. They have to put up with my fat head. Oh, my God. There he is.
No singing!
It's the dogs. He's sicking the dogs on us, folks. It's not a lurker. It's J Money. He is here. He is very, very happy. What's going on, J Money? The voices in your head? No, that's me. Those aren't the voices. I told the voices in your head to be quiet for a minute.
The dogs are going nuts, of course.
Yeah, well, they're SoFi shareholders. They're excited. All right. Guys, it's that's not a lurker for everybody who's never seen him.
I am not a lurker. I want to see if I can get Bertie on, so I'll come back in 2 minutes.
All right. After you kill RoboCop, come back on. See us. Good to see you. Thank you. All right. Not a Lurker's here. The great Not a Lurker produces the show, does a tremendous job. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Alberto Bertiavelez for wielding his wrench with such fairness and ferocity. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I guess I got to stretch now for 2 minutes. What do we got? Bald-headed Tevis. Bald-headed Tevis. Tevis is never going bald. The guy's got a lower hairline. It comes to a point. The guy's like a greaser. Like Lenny and Squiggy, but leading a team. Anyway, guys, we got C-Bar Engineering. It's time! What do you guys prefer Michael Buffer or his stand-in little brother, I don't want to work anymore, Bruce Buffer? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to get ready. Those guy made like hundreds of millions of dollars saying let's get ready to get ready. It's insane. I guess if you copyright something and it just goes absolutely crazy, like why can't I copyright Un Poco Mas and make a ton of money? Charted travel has been banned by Alberto Bertiavelez. I can only assume he has his reasons. I'm not one to question Alberto. Jeff Presley's here, Maths. We got J Money back in the house. Not a Lurker. What's up, Not a Lurker? What do you want to say to our audience?
Bertie,
they're dying to hear your thoughts.
Bertie does not want to come on because he said he has bad hair.
He didn't have time to Grecian formula that goatee?
No Grecian formula. No. Tevis.
Come on.
Looks like
Come on.
Tevis
We don't care. We know he's not a teenager. That avatar. He cut
on,
that avatar out of his
Alberto.
high school yearbook. Class of 67.
Everybody tell Alberto to get in here. He's going to
Get in
start
here, Alberto.
Bertie.
Come on. Get your Harley in. You'll feel more secure. Adds 3 inches, those Harleys, they say. Anyway, so what else is going on? What are we thinking about the little rally here today, Not a Lurker?
Little rally. Write some options if you feel like it. If you don't, don't write the options.
I don't have the. I think it's going higher. I want to see a little double move, or are we going to peter out? Because the stock will have a tendency to make these 20-30% moves, and then about twice a year, it'll make that 120% move. So you can get caught out just the wrong time. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you're writing calls, just as long as you're prepared to get called away. That's why I just don't like to write all my shares all at once. I don't want to get my heart broken. This stock can break my heart. So
wheel it. That's all I can say is wheel it for those of you that know how to do it, but you need to learn how to do it. Don't
Yeah.
it takes some
It's all
time.
about timing, and it's all about not letting that time decay just sit there and kill you. Because people with options have a tendency to just wait too long. And they're like, "Up, it's going to move. It's going to move." And you're just going on hopium instead of
Yes.
really and you're just letting that time decay where that's really what a wheel strategy is about. It's like if you sniff something not going your way, you get out of it almost immediately. So you're just not really losing very much, and you get into a more favorable position where you have more time, and you just kind of keep it moving and moving and moving, and then the vast majority of the time you're going to make money. So,
Not financial advice.
not
And
financial advice, but
since I'm on
I just want
here,
people to make money. I just want
yes,
people to make money. It's like the people who are complaining that the stock has been moving sideways for the last 2.5 years, they're not writing options. That's why
yes,
they're complaining, because they don't know what they're doing. It's free money. They could have
free
you
money.
could have probably made in the last 2.5 years, if you just consistently sold nothing but covered calls, not even implementing a wheel strategy, you probably could have made at least another 20% on your money. Over the
Yes,
last 2.5 years, and that would have eased the pain quite a bit. But people are just lazy, and they think it's hard to learn to write covered calls. Be like, can you do a tutorial on covered calls? Go on Weeble or anything. You literally click covered call. You literally sell it. It'll just pop right up there. There's all these advanced strategies that you hear, like invest with Henry and all these folks talking about. They're automated now. The
yes.
people don't. When I was a pup, you had to call your broker. I wasn't doing very, very few people did options. Now it's all right there. It's all laid out for you. You
All
really
laid
don't
out.
have to know anything.
It's really easy. And you can
It's
learn
easier than
anyway.
people think.
There you go. He's drinking filtered tap water, people. Like and
It's
sub.
bottled
I'm
water.
on the platform. Like and sub for Danny Deals that
Don't like
just
and
got a
sub. Don't
haircut.
like and sub, guys. The great J Money, the great Naughty Lurker, gracing us with a rare appearance. A rare appearance, guys.
Rare appearance. And
So
you
anything
can
else
learn.
we should touch on here in terms of SoFi, in terms of fintech? Nvidia did end up kind of selling off there just a little bit. I think on the day it was down 6-7%. So I mean, you're still holding near that $3 trillion valuation, which again, I don't have the balls to short Nvidia. I mean, but I kind of wish I did, because I don't think I think Microsoft makes sense because they've been building that company for 40 years. But I just don't think Nvidia can sustain those types of margins for the next 10 years that would be required to grow into that valuation. But like I said, I certainly don't have the balls to short it, and probably 90% of my analysis is just because I missed the run and I'm bitter, and so I want to just spread some hate.
I would be nervous of getting into something that everybody's telling me to get into.
I'm
Right?
nervous of anything that's just gone up, multiple times its price,
Yes.
and then, you're jumping in. It's kind of I'm always trying to pick the bottom, which is probably stupid. Like the IBD model, they're basically trying to say, we've already identified an uptrend. We're just going to ride the meat of that uptrend, the heart of that wave, and then we're going to get out before the wave crests, and we're just going to be very, very happy with a 15% gain. That's what smart people do. I mean, that's what an option strategy is about too. You're picking off 15-20% gains in 4 to 8 weeks, and I mean, if you annualize the return, it's incredible. That's
Yeah.
why I was talking to Savage, because nobody else was here last night, so he was just dominating my comments. Basically, it's like my show at night is like 75% Savage of Wall Street, 20% Danny, 5% Jeff Presley, and then just 5% is just people talking about you and why you're not here and why you're asleep, and if you shaved your head and all sorts of things like that. And
we love
if your class action suit against Rogaine is gaining any traction, all of these
we
things people want to know about, but they're afraid to ask.
we love Savage. We love Steve in the Mountains. I
Yeah,
see you guys every time. Charted
yeah, no,
Travel.
Savage is great.
We
I
love you
love my
guys.
night crew. Savage is the anchor, but I love my night crew because it's a little bit of a different discussion, and everybody's a little bit loose. I think there's a few bong loads involved, but people are doing their thing, and it's just a little bit different. Like everybody's always on edge with SoFi because we're always getting shit on, basically. Like, we're always in the red, even when, if banks are up, we're down with fintechs. If fintechs are up, we're down with meme stocks. If SPACs are up, DraftKings is up, all these other ones are up, we're getting hammered with banks on interest rate concerns. Or, balance sheet constraint. All these concerns. I mean, everyone has concerns.
Preach it, Rants.
But they're not real. What's wrong with SoFi's balance sheet? Nothing. It's extremely strong. Quite strong.
I see Catfish.
Noto could have made huge profits in Q2. All he would have had to do is just make a ton of personal loans, fair value accounting, front loads the profits, and boom, we could have had 5 cents easily. The problem is it falls apart. And that's not Anthony Noto. Noto's playing a long game.
Yes.
Noto is all about windbreakers and, slight changes to his hairstyle, possibly losing weight with Ozempic. There's a lot of allegations out there, not a lurker, and I'm not one to cast aspersions. I'm not one to start rumors. I'm not one to say he's finally going to invite me over for the holidays. After 48 years of snubs, consistent snubs.
I've always preached that SoFi is not a bank. SoFi bought a bank, right?
I mean, SoFi is whatever you want it to be to your financial life. If you need a bank and you don't want to deal with all the bullshit, SoFi's a bank. If you need a lender and you don't want a big pain in the ass and to get overcharged and get charged a bunch of fees, SoFi's your Huckleberry. If you're a bank and you're a lazy CEO and you made a ton of bad bets like that, fighting Irish mascot who runs Bank of America, if you just have shit for brains and you need somebody to get your technology together, call Derek White. He looks a little bit like not a lurker.
He does look a little bit.
If you need somebody with like a look that says, I'm here to help you with your technology, you want somebody with glasses, with no hair, stuck in the middle of Utah. You can't drink. You can't have sex. There's nothing to do. All you're doing is building tech stacks all day long.
Yes.
When I think about building a tech stack, why do I think about like a Jenga situation? I don't know.
A shout out there. I see Catfish is in the comments there.
Oh, Catfish! Man, Catfish's channel is doing so incredibly well. I didn't see his comment. Steven Zunker in his bunker is here. Steven the Mountain's always great is here. Air Force is here. Yeah, Catfish's channel. It's not only like the guy's making money day trading and doing everything else, but it's very, very entertaining. He's just, as you know, a very, very dynamic, fun personality. And he sings a lot better than I do, and he plays the guitar.
Does he?
So.
I haven't heard him sing yet.
Oh, yeah. No, he has hilarious ones. He does covers. He does originals. He writes songs about different stocks and SoFi. It's good fun. I mean, it's not easy to have the talent to fill like a 12-hour broadcast. And
couldn't do it.
Yeah, couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to save my life. And day after day, I'd say Catfish is the hardest working guy on YouTube, honestly. He's like Catfish. The James Brown of fintech.
And we got Mr. Prima of the Options is here. We love everybody.
Here. Stedman is here with Oprah's thick SoFi bag. He's trying to break through, but he's unable to find an entry point into Oprah's thick SoFi bag. No innuendo there at all. So Steve in the Mountains is here. Alberto, of course. Everybody's here. I still haven't seen
TJ the Wheel Deal.
TJ's back. How you doing, TJ? Good to see you.
TJ.
Speaking of good-looking bald men, TJ's here along with Not a Lurker. And I'm not afraid to say that as a staunch member of the male community with hair. I'm not threatened by more mature men. I think Not a Lurker and me are the same age. TJ is probably 10 years younger.
How many cups of coffee have you had today? Huh? You have to think about it?
You want me to tell you the truth? You want me to tell you a lie? You want to go home? You want to go to jail?
Tell me the truth.
No, I think I had 4 cups today, honestly. But I was stranded in some parking lot waiting for a tow truck that could tow a supercar that's like half an inch off the ground at a golf club for like, it was an awful day. I mean, and then when my tow truck had come all the way from Beverly Hills, all the way up to the South Bay, when it was 5 minutes from me, somebody rear-ended my tow truck. And I had to start all over. Waiting for a goddamn tow truck for 5 hours. Okay?
Hey, look at that. TJ is our same age as we are. See, I knew I loved TJ.
Oh, I figured TJ was younger. But then again, he said he was like buying his kids Teslas, so he just looks young because he's got the shape. Why do bald people look younger all of a sudden? What happened? I think people flipped the script. They're like, oh, he looks so youthful. He's totally bald. What the AF? Anyway. Guys, Not a Lurker, Fellows, Joseph Leone, Flint Creek, Jason Watkins, Katie Wentworth, the great Katie Wentworth, who actually rides her Peloton bike. I don't believe you, Katie. Hanging your dry cleanables that you didn't want to take to the dry cleaner so you would them on it. I'm just going to wash them on the gentle cycle. They'll probably be fine. Then I'll hang it here on my Peloton bike. That's not a workout, Katie. No, Katie's probably like a 6-pack abs. 8-minute abs.
We love you,
give you just as good a workout as the 8-minute folk. Anyway, Steve in the Mountains is here. Come to New England. I'd love to come to New England. I do hate the Patriots. Danny, Patriots! Patriots are on! Shut up. Eric Mordanell. All the losers come out on days like this. Well, you're here, Eric, so, yep, you're, you're certainly a prolific prognosticator. No, yeah, there's tons of losers out there. All right, guys, I gotta. Anything else to say, Not a Lurker? We got David Chiavarini here. Please, Chata. Oh, I love you guys.
I got nothing else
holding till 25, selling a quarter of his position, 24,000 shares. Caniac, Not a Lurker, Flint Creek, peace out. Stop bragging, pricey average out, Danny. There are others here. Go for fucking you. Hey, you know why? I'm smart. I buy off the lows. I'm way up. You know, I like to brag about it. I like to make a ton of money in the markets. That's what I do. I'm not here to sit around and, you know, commiserate and wallow in misery with a bunch of you fucking losers who are just losing your ass on a daily basis and then lying about everything. I'm here to make real money, buy supercars, buy oceanfront property, and just rub your nose in it. So if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. No, guys, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. You guys are great. I'm just here to give you sound advice because I'm here for the little guy.
Not financial advice.
I'm not all about speeding alone in the carpool lane in my supercar because I don't give a flying fuck about the $600 fine. I'll throw it on the ground like coupons. I'll leave it for the sweeper. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. But, you know, just some of these trash talkers on here, it's like, dude, everybody's shorting. Everybody's shorting. It's like, dude, you just created this YouTube account 2 days ago. We know it's you, Brando, user 4. You disappeared for like a week because you look like a schmuck because you said you're going to buy the stock at 5, and now it's up to 8, and you create another new account to come around sniping. It's weak. Your material's weak. Your humor is weak. Your account is weak. Your bankroll is weak. It's just weak sauce. You're weak sauce, Delta Bravo, douchebag. No. I mean, I love these guys because they come in, they create these accounts, they follow me around like puppies, place to place. I had to get out of like all these, you know, Yahoos and stock twits because you have like the same guy. Just I don't know what these people have to do, but they just create, you know, YouTube accounts and basically stalk you. So, okay, guys, I got to run. Apologies, I got to end this broadcast. I got to go back to work, but appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it so much. Not a Lurker, Alberto, everybody. Sofi Stock, $8.08. Those of you who were going to buy at 5, you know, tough luck. You could have bought in the 4s when I was. You could have bought again in the 6s when I was. But, you know, all you do is talk. Talk.
On un poco mas.
Un poco mas, basic bitches. Y'all heard.